Think for a moment about the power that lies dormant within you. The power to shape your life, the power to manifest your deepest desires, the power to turn the invisible into reality. So often we wander through life unaware that every word we speak, every thought we entertain, every emotion we feel, and every decision we make about our resources is shaping our existence. What if I told you that by learning to control four things, your mouth, your mind, your mood, and your money, you could begin to live as the master of your destiny rather than the servant of circumstance? Let us begin with the mouth. The tongue is a mighty instrument. It is capable of creating, yet just as easily capable of destroying. Every word you speak is a seed planted in the soil of your reality. When you speak words of doubt, limitation, or despair, you are watering those very seeds, and life brings forth the harvest you have sown. But when you speak words of faith, affirmation, and vision, you are planting the seeds of possibility, of abundance, and of fulfillment. Most people do not realize that their mouth is the key through which the invisible expresses itself in the visible. Every complaint, every harsh word, every negative remark is a vibration sent into the universe that calls forth more of the same. Yet, every word of gratitude, every declaration of your desired state, every statement of truth from the heart is a signal to life that you are ready to receive what is rightfully yours. Imagine the discipline of speaking only those words that serve your highest vision, those words that build and create instead of breaking and diminishing. This is not mere self control, it is the conscious use of your creative power. Next, consider the mind. Your mind is the workshop of your life. It is where all things are conceived before they are ever born into your experience. Too many people allow their minds to be overrun by fear, by doubt, by the endless chatter of what if scenarios. But what if you learn to master your thoughts, to observe them, to choose them consciously, and to refuse to dwell on what you do not wish to see in your reality? The mind is like a fertile garden. If you allow weeds of worry, resentment, and negativity to grow unchecked, they will choke the life out of your dreams. But if you plant thoughts of love, possibility, and faith, and water them daily with attention and imagination, they will grow into manifestations you can see, touch, and feel. Discipline in the mind is not restriction, it is liberation. It is the knowledge that you are the architect of your experience, and every thought is a blueprint. Now, let us turn to the mood. How often do we allow our feelings to dictate our actions, our words, and our lives? Mood is the invisible current that colors every decision and every perception. Most people wait for circumstances to change before they feel happy or content, but this is a reversal of the natural order. To truly master your life, you must learn to create the mood, to choose the state of consciousness from which you operate. When you are in control of your mood, you are no longer a victim of the outer world. You no longer allow circumstances to rob you of your peace or your power. You cultivate the inner climate of joy, gratitude, and expectation, knowing that it is from this state that life responds. When you master your mood, you command reality. You are no longer at the mercy of fleeting events, for you have discovered the secret you're feeling. Your inner state is the magnetic force that attracts the outer world. Finally, consider money. Money is not merely a tool for survival. It is a reflection of the consciousness within you. Your beliefs about abundance, scarcity, and your worthiness determine your financial reality. Too many people struggle because they have unconsciously surrendered control over their money, reacting impulsively, hoarding out of fear, or giving away their power through carelessness. Control over money begins with control over self. It begins with conscious choices, with planning, with discipline, and with understanding that every financial action you take is a declaration of your state of mind. When you learn to manage your resources thoughtfully, to invest in alignment with your vision, and to see money as a servant to your purpose rather than a master of your life, you begin to enter the flow of abundance that has always been yours. The mastery of mouth, mind, mood, and money is not learned in a single moment. It is cultivated daily, moment by moment. It is the practice of living consciously, aware that every thought, word, feeling, and decision is a brushstroke on the canvas of your life. You do not need more opportunities, more luck, or more circumstances. You need mastery over yourself. The world outside will always reflect what is within. Begin now. Speak words that lift, not words that bind. Think thoughts that empower, not thoughts that confine. Choose the moods that expand, not the moods that diminish. Manage your resources with vision, not with fear. These are not simple acts, they are declarations of sovereignty over your own life. As you continue to practice, you will notice subtle shifts. People will respond differently to you. Opportunities that once seemed elusive will begin to appear. Your inner peace will deepen. Your financial life will reflect your clarity and your discipline. And above all, you will realize the profound truth that nothing in life is outside your control except your willingness to govern yourself. Every day is an invitation to mastery. Every moment is a chance to assert your authority over your own expression, your own perception, your own vibration, and your own resources. To control your mouth, your mind, your mood, and your money is to awaken to the reality that you are the creator of your experience. You are not a passive participant in life, you are the very source of its unfolding. Do not wait for the world to teach you this lesson. Do not rely on external circumstances to awaken this understanding. Begin within. Begin by speaking the words that reflect your highest vision. Begin by cultivating the thoughts that embody your desired state. Begin by commanding the moods that sustain your power. Begin by managing your resources in alignment with your purpose. In doing so, you will discover something extraordinary, that the life you have always imagined is not some distant possibility, but a present reality waiting to be acknowledged. All you must do is claim it, moment by moment, choice by choice, until mastery becomes not just an ideal but your lived experience. Every thought you entertain is like a spark. Left unchecked, it can ignite a wildfire of fear, doubt, and limitation. But when deliberately chosen, each thought becomes a lantern guiding you through the darkness, illuminating the path to your dreams. Begin to notice the quality of your inner dialogue. Are you speaking words that align with the life you wish to live, or are you unconsciously reinforcing limitations that serve no purpose? The power of your mouth is amplified when it is consistent with the clarity of your mind. What you say must reflect what you believe, and what you believe must echo the vision of what you desire. Similarly, your mind is like a fertile field waiting for seeds. Yet, most people scatter seeds randomly, sowing confusion, worry, and indecision. To truly master your life, you must plant deliberately, cultivating ideas that nurture growth, faith, and abundance. Meditation, reflection, and conscious thought are not just practices, they are acts of creation. Imagine the life you want, dwell in it mentally, and refuse to entertain thoughts that contradict it. Your mind will shape your circumstances, for the universe responds to the image you persistently hold. Your mood is the atmosphere in which these seeds of thought can grow. It is the invisible climate that either fosters abundance or invites scarcity. Do not underestimate the power of a calm, joyful, and expectant mood. When you consciously choose your emotional state, you are aligning with the invisible forces that bring your desires into manifestation. Even in the midst of apparent chaos, your ability to maintain a mood of confidence, hope, and expectation creates a magnetic pull that draws opportunities, solutions, and blessings into your life. Money, too, responds to consciousness. It is not merely a physical exchange, but a reflection of your inner state. When you manage your finances with awareness, respect, and intentionality, you are speaking a language that the universe understands. Every wise decision, every deliberate act of saving or investing, is a vibration that tells life you are ready to receive more. Mismanagement, fear, or careless spending sends a signal that scarcity is acceptable, and life reflects that state back to you. True mastery over money is mastery over your own sense of worth, your vision of abundance, and your ability to act in alignment with that vision. Consider, for a moment, how these four elements mouth, mind, mood, and money interact. They are not separate, they are a unified system of creation. When you speak with clarity, think with precision, feel with power, and act with intention, you are orchestrating a symphony in which the invisible yields the visible. Life responds not to half hearted attempts, but to full, deliberate engagement with your own creative faculties. It is easy to blame circumstances, to say, if only I had more opportunity, more luck, or more support, then I could control my life. But the truth is, external conditions are always secondary. They follow the inner state you maintain. Mastery begins within. The moment you take responsibility for your words, your thoughts, your feelings, and your resources, you awaken to a force greater than any obstacle. You become the silent authority over your own reality. Discipline in these areas is not punishment, it is empowerment. It is a daily choice to align yourself with the infinite intelligence that governs all creation. When you learn to restrain the tongue, to focus the mind, To regulate the mood and to govern the use of money, you are no longer subject to chance. You are no longer a passenger in your own life. You are the pilot, the navigator, and the designer of your destiny. Begin to see each challenge as a test of this mastery. When provoked to anger, pause and speak carefully. When confronted with doubt, redirect your thoughts. When circumstances threaten to destabilize your mood, consciously cultivate peace. When financial temptation arises, act in alignment with purpose, not impulse. Each moment becomes an opportunity to practice the art of conscious creation, to refine your skill in directing reality, and to demonstrate that mastery is not theoretical but lived. Even the smallest actions accumulate. The words you speak today, the thoughts you nurture, the feelings you entertain, and the choices you make with your resources are all weaving the tapestry of tomorrow. The invisible fabric of your future is being stitched with each conscious decision. By mastering these four domains, you are essentially taking control of time itself, for you are shaping the future through the present moment. Notice, too, the freedom that comes with this mastery. You are no longer at the mercy of fleeting moods, impulsive words, or careless spending. You are liberated from the tyranny of circumstance, for you have discovered the principle that governs all manifestation. What is held in the mind, spoken by the mouth, felt in the mood, and acted upon in resources becomes reality. Your life is the mirror of your inner state. Begin now to speak with care, to think with precision, to feel with purpose, and to act with intentionality. Begin to see yourself as the creator, not the victim. Begin to cultivate the discipline that aligns your inner world with the life you desire. Every decision, no matter how small, is a step toward mastery. Every thought, no matter how fleeting, is a choice between limitation and possibility. Every feeling, no matter how subtle, is a vibration attracting experience. Every financial action, no matter how simple, is a declaration of your understanding of abundance. In mastering these four, you master the art of creation itself, and life becomes the reflection of your highest imagination. Begin to notice the subtle ways in which your mouth, mind, mood, and money are already shaping your reality. Perhaps you have spoken words in haste that later you wished you could take back. Perhaps you have entertained thoughts of limitation or fear that seemed harmless but quietly set boundaries around your life. Perhaps moods of frustration, envy, or impatience have guided your actions without your awareness. And perhaps your handling of money has reflected unconscious beliefs about scarcity or unworthiness. These are not failures, they are opportunities. They are signals pointing to the areas where conscious mastery is most needed. You are not powerless in these moments. On the contrary, the very recognition of these patterns is the first act of power. Awareness precedes change. When you become vigilant over your speech, you begin to notice the impact your words have on yourself and others. When you begin to observe your thoughts, you realize which ones nurture life and which ones create limitation. When you notice the currents of your mood, you gain the ability to steer them toward empowerment rather than surrender. And when you examine your relationship with money, you uncover the hidden beliefs that either attract abundance or reinforce scarcity. The discipline of mastery is a practice of conscious repetition. Every time you pause before speaking, every time you redirect a negative thought, every time you cultivate a mood of expectation, and every time you act with financial clarity, you are strengthening the muscle of creation within you. Just as a sculptor chips away at marble to reveal the form within, your consistent actions carve out a life aligned with your vision. Do not underestimate the influence of your inner conversation. What you repeatedly tell yourself, silently, privately, in your mind, is just as potent as the words you speak aloud. Affirmation without belief is hollow, but when combined with feeling and visualization, your inner dialogue becomes a powerful engine of manifestation. Speak to yourself as you would to a beloved friend. Encourage, nurture, and declare the reality you desire. Speak as though your dreams already exist, for in the world of consciousness, assumption is the creative force. Similarly, do not underestimate the importance of mood. Many strive for success while neglecting the inner state that must accompany it. You cannot build a mansion on a foundation of doubt and despair. The mood you cultivate is the soil in which your thoughts take root and grow. Choose to dwell in confidence, joy, and expectation, and watch how life begins to respond. Even in the face of challenge, maintain the emotional climate of someone who knows their vision is inevitable. Money, too, requires the same conscious attention. Understand that every dollar you manage, Every investment you make, every act of giving or receiving, is an expression of your inner beliefs. The outer world does not impose limitations upon you, it reflects the invisible boundaries you have accepted. Begin to act as though abundance is already yours. Budget with intention, spend with awareness, and give with gratitude. When your financial actions are in alignment with your inner state, you become a magnet for prosperity rather than a victim of circumstance. Consider also how these four mouth, mind, mood, and money interact to create momentum. One feeds the other. Thought informs word, word reinforces mood, mood directs action, action determines results. The mastery of one without the others creates imbalance. True mastery is holistic. It is the conscious orchestration of your entire being in alignment with your highest vision. This is the secret that most overlook. Life does not respond to fragments, it responds to the unified expression of your inner self. Begin to practice now. Start with small, deliberate choices. Speak fewer words, but let them carry power. Think fewer thoughts, but let them carry clarity. Choose moods less frequently, but let them carry force. Handle money less often, but let every decision reflect wisdom. Each act compounds upon the last, creating a chain reaction that shifts not only your present circumstances, but the trajectory of your entire life. Notice how this practice changes your perception. As you take responsibility for your mouth, mind, mood, and money, you stop attributing your reality to chance, luck, or external forces. You begin to see that the life you have been living has always been a reflection of your inner state. This recognition is liberating. It places the power squarely in your hands. The world becomes your canvas, and every choice, word, thought, and action is a brushstroke. Even resistance, setbacks, or challenges become tools for refinement. When you are conscious of your creative power, nothing can truly derail you. Obstacles become mirrors showing where further mastery is needed. Difficult people, unexpected events, and financial setbacks are not punishments. They are lessons, invitations to deepen your control over yourself and your circumstances. By meeting life with conscious awareness, you transform challenges into accelerators of growth, not anchors of limitation. Now, imagine the ripple effect. The discipline you cultivate within yourself begins to influence those around you. Your words uplift, your thoughts inspire, your moods encourage, and your financial wisdom serves as a model. Mastery is contagious, not because you force it upon others, but because it radiates from your inner state, shaping the environment and relationships around you. In this way, your personal mastery extends far beyond your own life, touching every person, place, and circumstance you encounter. The process is continuous. There is no point at which mastery is complete, for life is ever changing, and consciousness is a dynamic force. Each day, each moment, presents opportunities to exercise control and refine your practice. Each decision is a chance to reaffirm your authority over your reality. Every encounter, every transaction, every conversation is a doorway to demonstrate your command over your mouth, mind, mood, and money. Your imagination is your greatest ally in this journey. To master these four areas, you must first imagine the person you wish to become. The speaker who chooses words with intention, the thinker who entertains only what serves, the individual whose mood is anchored in confidence, and the steward of resources who attracts and multiplies abundance. Dwell in that image daily. Live in it mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Act as if it is already your reality, and the unseen will labor to bring it into form. See yourself now, in your imagination, as the master of your life. Picture the way your words flow, deliberate and precise, carrying the power to build rather than to break. Hear yourself speak with authority, confidence, and clarity. Notice how your thoughts align perfectly with your vision, each idea reinforcing the next, each reflection shaping a reality that mirrors the inner world you hold. Feel the mood you choose radiating from within, steady, serene, and expectant, unaffected by chaos, untouched by doubt. Sense your resources, your money, moving effortlessly in harmony with your purpose, multiplying and serving the life you are consciously creating. Understand that mastery is an art, and art requires practice. There will be moments when the tongue slips, when thoughts stray, when moods falter, and when resources are mismanaged. These are not failures. They are opportunities to correct, to realign, and to grow stronger in your discipline. Life tests mastery not to punish, but to reveal the areas where attention is needed. Each misstep is a teacher, each challenge an invitation to refine your practice, each distraction a mirror reflecting what still demands your conscious engagement. Notice how even the simplest acts carry weight. choosing a kind word instead of a harsh one, replacing a doubtful thought with a thought of faith, cultivating patience instead of irritation, making a thoughtful decision with money rather than a reactive one. These are small moments of mastery. Yet these small moments accumulate. They are the bricks of a foundation that will support the life you imagine. The invisible becomes visible one choice at a time, one thought at a time, one deliberate action at a time. The mouth, mind, mood, and money are not separate domains. They are a unified field of creation. To master one without the others is to play a half finished symphony. Words without thought are hollow. Thoughts without feeling are inert. Mood without discipline is chaos. Money without vision is squandered energy. But when these four are harmonized, when they work in concert, you become a living conduit of creative power. The life you desire, the destiny you have longed for, begins to unfold naturally, inevitably, as the reflection of your inner alignment. Consider for a moment the power of your imagination. It is the secret doorway through which all manifestation flows. Every word you speak, every thought you entertain, every mood you cultivate, and every financial choice you make is amplified by your imaginative act. Imagination is not mere fantasy, it is the blueprint of creation. To imagine deliberately, to live in the reality of your desire now, is to command the invisible and call forth the visible. Your mouth, mind, mood, and money are the instruments through which imagination takes form. Do not underestimate the effect of consistency. Mastery is not achieved through occasional bursts of effort, but through sustained, conscious action. Speak with intention every day, think with clarity every day. Choose your mood every day, manage your resources every day. Each repetition strengthens the current of creation within you, each conscious act reinforces the reality you are building, and each alignment between thought, word, feeling, and action brings your dreams closer to manifestation. Now, imagine the ripple effect extending outward. As you master your inner world, the outer world cannot help but respond. Relationships shift, opportunities appear, and challenges dissolve with less resistance. People respond to the authority and calmness you carry. Circumstances bend in alignment with the inner state you maintain. Money flows where vision and intention meet action. The mastery of these four elements does not merely improve your life, it transforms it. It turns everyday existence into a deliberate creation, a reflection of your imagination, a life of conscious power. Even the mundane becomes sacred under mastery. The act of speaking, the moments spent thinking, the moods you inhabit, the way you handle your finances. All of these become expressions of conscious creation. Nothing is trivial. Every action is a brushstroke on the canvas of your life. The quality of your reality is determined not by what happens to you, but by the mastery with which you engage with it. Life responds to your internal state, and mastery ensures that state is one of alignment, clarity, and deliberate power. Begin to notice your own inner dialogue now. Listen to the words you speak to yourself throughout the day. Observe the thoughts that dominate your mind. Sense the moods that you habitually carry. Examine the way you handle your financial resources. Each observation is an opportunity. Each awareness is a step toward mastery. You cannot change what you do not first see. Awareness is the first act of power, the first movement toward the life you are capable of creating. Mastery over the mouth, mind, mood, and money is also mastery over time. Each decision you make, each thought you cultivate, each feeling you embrace, each financial act you perform, shapes the trajectory of your future. By aligning these four areas, you effectively bend time to your will. The future becomes an extension of the present moment you consciously inhabit. You are no longer at the mercy of circumstance or swept along by the currents of external forces. You become the source, the origin, the center from which your life unfolds. And so, my friends, mastery is not a distant goal. It is a practice, a choice, a conscious declaration of who you are and who you are becoming. When you learn to control your mouth, your mind, your mood, and your money, you step into your true authority as the creator of your life. You are no longer at the mercy of circumstance, opinion, or fleeting emotion. You are the architect of your reality, the master of your destiny, and the commander of the unseen forces that shape your world. Remember this: every word you speak, every thought you entertain, every feeling you embrace, and every financial choice you make is a seed planted in the fertile soil of your life. Speak wisely, think deliberately, feel powerfully, and act with intention. Let your inner world be a mirror of the life you desire, and the outer world will inevitably follow. The power is already within you. You have always possessed it. All that is required is awareness, discipline, and unwavering commitment. Do not wait for the world to change, for it mirrors only what you hold inside. Change your words, master your mind, govern your moods, and manage your resources. And watch as the invisible transforms into the visible, as dreams take shape, and as your life unfolds exactly as you imagine it. Step into your power today. Claim mastery over your mouth, mind, mood, and money. Align your inner world with your highest vision, and let life respond to the greatness that already resides within you. The life you have always imagined is not somewhere in the future. It is here, now, waiting for you to declare it, embody it, and live it fully.